Video surfaces of a man police say might have been a victim of a hate crime. This happened after officers say an intoxicated man walked into a Marshall County club and used the N-word when referring to the patrons.
Investigators say that the bar is also a problem spot. They say that they respond to it several times every weekend.
Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson is live outside CJ's Lounge on Memphis Street in Holly Springs. So Daniel, how is this man police are calling a victim?
Daryl and Darcy, good evening to you. Good evening to you at home. They say he didn't go to the hospital until today. He believes he may have a broken jaw. Meanwhile, CJ's Lounge is now closed. Police say that they were operating without a beer or a business license. Holly Springs police say cell phone footage they provided to Fox 13 News shows a Tippah County man who has been stripped naked. They say the people who attacked him are seen pouring on him what investigators believe to be beer. Officers say seconds before, they hit, kicked, and stumped nearly every part of his body.
The guy walked in and he was very aggressive.
Miles Stone says he was at CJ's Lounge on Memphis Street late Saturday night into Sunday morning.
Other guys in the area was listening, trying to remain calm. We asked them, they asked for him to leave quietly.
But police say the man continued to call the patrons the N-word. Holly Springs police provided another video of the man outside the bar, speaking erratically, throwing what investigators believe to be gang signs.
When they was scuffling and stuff outside, he was still trying to fight. He still was saying the N-word, N-word. Man, F-U-Ns, F-U-Ns.
Officers say the attackers used poles and sticks to beat him. So you don't think this is a problem spot?
I do not think. I think it's a positive spot.
But Holly Springs police disagree. The police chief estimates they've been to some 30 calls over the last 3 months CJ's has been open. They say there have been fights, guns found inside, and a man shot in the foot. The chief tells me they're pushing the district attorney to declare it a nuisance.
I'm not standing for anything like that. However, we have to live with our choices, and he made a choice by going into there aggressively, and he has to live with the choice he's made.
Back out live here in Marshall County. Again, you're taking a look at that letter that was placed on the door. We should mention that police tell us right now they have a person of interest who they would like to speak with. Meanwhile, if you were here, you have information, you're asked to call the Holly Springs Police Department. Well, what does the victim remember about what happened? I'm working on that part of the story for Fox 13 News at 6. DG.
That is Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson live in Holly Springs. Thank you, Daniel.
I literally just heard about this story probably about a good 15 minutes ago and said, yep, we will definitely be doing a triple P about this. Now, you're probably looking at the thumbnail and saying, Torian, there's no one there to point and laugh at or play the violins for because there's no picture there in the middle. The reason that is because we don't know what the victim looks like. We don't know their name. And that's probably not going to come out for a little while. And at this point, it almost doesn't really matter because the deed has been done. So you have this situation right here, as you heard in the audio, where you had this random white guy decided he was going to go to a location where it was a predominantly black crowd at this bar and decide that he's going to build up the courage, puff his chest out and say the N-word just sporadically for whatever reason. And those black folks out there handed him a beat down like no other. I mean, they said they stripped this guy until he had no clothes on. And like they started pouring beer on him and everything. This is why I keep telling people, you better say what you want to say about us if you do choose to say it online where no one's around. Or around people that aren't going to do anything to you, mainly around other people that look just like you. Because if you get around black people, especially a lot of black people, this is what can end up happening. And the thing is, he probably has that mindset of, I'm in a position now where I can say whatever I want and no one's going to touch me or nothing was going to do anything to me. But see, a lot of people think that they can do what Shiloh Hendrix did and that nothing will happen to them. Or maybe he's trying to get something out of the whole thing. I'm not entirely sure. But I don't know what in his mind would make him believe that he could have went there where there was a lot of black people, where he was clearly outnumbered, and thought that he was going to get away with whatever happened. Now, another reason why I couldn't show the news clip is because even though it was blurred out, they did have cell phone footage of someone recording when he was getting beaten down. Now, I know how YouTube can be when it comes to fight videos and stuff like that. And then on top of that, he had no clothes on. Even though they blurred it on the news, the guy they said they stripped him completely naked. Like he pretty much had no clothes on, or at least they had to blur it to the point where they could not show certain areas below the waist. Like, that's like how much or how badly they went after this dude. And you know what? I can't feel bad for him. Like, he F.A. and F.O. I mean, between the plantation burning down in Louisiana, Malcolm X's 100th birthday, and I feel like it's something else that I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, the tree or the log or whatever falling on that conservative spot out there in North Carolina and crushing that, and now this, and I feel like I'm missing something else, but now this has been a very, very interesting week. I will say that. Now, one thing I wanted to know for certain, and that made me want to do my own due diligence when it came to the story, was look up the demographics for this Holly Springs area, because I've never heard of a Holly Springs, Mississippi. And when I found out what the demographics for this location was for this city, I said this dude definitely did not read the room. So this right here is the demographic by race in Holly Springs. It's a population of 6,942 people. The racial makeup is black, 70.6%, white, which that guy would fall into, 25.2%. And that doesn't mean necessarily that he's even from there. 2 or more races, 3.19%, and Hispanic or Latino, less than 1%. As you can clearly see, black people make up the majority of that town by a huge margin. And he thought it would be a good idea to go out there at night while there are people at this bar, drunk out of their mind, having a good time. Mind you, in the news clip, they said that the bar doesn't have a liquor license. So you know them people are going crazy with the beer and liquor out there. And you thought it would be a good idea to just let that word fly and that nothing was going to happen to you and you was just going to just skate on by. Now watch when those conservatives and their co-colonizing cohorts get a hold of this. If they get a hold of this, they're going to try to spin it and flip it into something else and say, see, this is why Shiloh Hendrix did what she did. Or see, this is why black people are thugs and this, that, and the third. See, this is why we refer to them as this, that, and the third. I said, y'all can say whatever you want behind a computer screen, but I bet you won't even do what that guy did because you saw what happened with him. See, the thing is, they build up enough courage to do the stuff that they say things online, because online is just online. You know, you're behind a computer screen, you're behind a phone screen. But if you go outside like this guy did and do it, and then to do it, here's the thing. I think this is where he really messed up. It's bad enough that he said the word. It's the fact that you went out there near a bar where there was nothing but black people, majority out there. You was like the one lonely, or maybe 2 lonely white guys out there. You were completely outnumbered. What did you think was going to happen? And these are grown adults. This is not a child like with Shiloh Hendrix, where the reaction was different. You're dealing with grown men and women that have no problem doing what they did, and they did it. So to me, he brought it on himself. I wish one thing, if I could have critiqued what the news clip said, is referring to this guy as a victim, because in my opinion, he's not a victim by any measure. He went out there and he did what he did, and those were the consequences. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.
Lord, I'm having a heart attack. Damn, this is some scary shit. Oh,